Welcome to Saturday Basketball, and this week we are going to take time out with McDonald's, the family that is. There'll be highlights of the great games from around the league. We'll mark some milestones with the Bullets and feel the rhythm of the rim with a Jazz legend. All that and more. But first, we've got the news from Australian basketball. This week, one of the biggest deals basketball has ever done.
How about a big round of applause for the 1995 Smith's Boomers?
Smith's Snack Food Company will be sponsoring and marketing the Boomers for the next 6 years. It's a secretive agreement, but reportedly very tasty. The plan is for promotional campaigns and more tournaments against overseas teams.
It's hard to get quality opposition to come over here and give us a run, and I think that hopefully with the resources that Smiths are providing, that'll allow us access to some of the better teams.
It was match practice that helped the Baby Boomers make the Giants step to silver in the recent World Championships. They arrived home on Wednesday to a fitting reception. Coach Gordy McLeod found it hard to come to grips with an emotional campaign that began 3 years ago.
Once we got our first game against USA out of the way, it really built our confidence and we came together more. And we had confidence in each other, and we'd know that one of our teammates would be there if we got in trouble.
Another big launch up north, Townsville is hoping to inject its own team into the Women's National League. The Diet Coke Dolphins are now waiting for approval from the league board.
There's 10 club delegates. Now they will get together and over the next 28 days will hopefully make a decision in favour of us.
Also very important, Senator Gareth Evans opened another stage of the massive indoor complex at Dandenong. 4 new courts. More than 12,000 people will use this facility every week. 870 teams. But none of them will be chasing the signature of Senator Evans. The backbench can't be very deep, can it? The Canberra Cannons are hoping Brett Flanigan will stay with the club after leading its revival, but so far he hasn't signed.
The talks have been going along those lines, so we've just got a few finer things to work out, and hopefully we can come to a decision soon.
And finally, injuries. The Gold Coast has lost Steve Woodbury for the rest of the season with a broken foot. That, on top of Tony D'Ambrosis' constant problems with his. But Larry Sengstock makes a much-needed comeback this weekend for the Giants after injuring his wrist. It's that time again. Don't bother sitting down. You won't be able to. It's Plays of the Week. Tipping it off with Shooting Stars and the Hammer. Few players can lead a scoring rush like he did against Sydney.
Shot. This is magnificent.
And Wildcat Cub Jason Thompson, yet another composed rookie on his way to a big career. First NBL points. Perfect plays, and for assists, it was a big week. Mike Johnson with a nice fake before unleashing Reggie.
Michael Johnson, beautiful pass.
Brad Williams creams the double team to help out Leon. Drewy does a similar thing for Leonard, and David Blades cuts Hobart with this pass to Clarence.
On the floor for Payton.
But D-Mac was, well, D-Mac last weekend, rocking Paul Ree's ribs.
Nice pass round. Oh, great move for the D-Mac.
And again in Newcastle as well. How did he get it through there? And this was underrated. Freddie Kruger blocks the lay-in, that's great, but D-Mac gets it back and finds Gent as he falls over the baseline. But perfect plays won't be complete without Tony Jensen's heads-up handiwork for the Falcons.
Oh, it's unbelievable!
Snapshots, and how many timeouts do we have, Martin? Hang on, I'll check with the bench. All right, Andrew Walter needed a rest after this play, and anyone's shoulders would do. Anyone who wears a tutu on his face probably worked in television at some stage. Hey, it's our producer. How did he get in there? Dazzling dunks. Put this down to the Vlahoff outlet pass, but JC is a magician on transition.
Great dish to Crawford, who comes in to make the jam.
Another 1-2 from the Gladiator to the Alabama Slammer.
Great dish and Crawford makes the slam.
Best reaction to a dunk, Chris Gent, who's into Tai Chi in his spare time. Clarence Tyson gets a hot tip from Derek Rucker. Baseline beauties, Andre Moore. And Scott Ninnis puts a little voltage into the powerhouse.
Baseline run, Scott Ninnis.
Best steal and dunk, Scooter Barry. Brad Williams considered a special for the dunk of the week with this one.
Oh! Williams, the youngster up there.
But you have to hand it to the 37-year-old from Brisbane. They didn't call him Leapin' for nothing.
Logan, 37, and up there he goes.
More on Leroy a little later. Still ahead on Saturday basketball, the D-Mac generation. We've got some hot licks with Lonnie, Liston Smith, and stay with us after the break because right across Australia the main game is the same, Perth and Hobart. But don't jump to any conclusions. It was a thriller. Stay there.
Take flight.
Live it. Breathe it. Slam it. Dunk it. Do it, Falcons.
See the Carlton Newcastle Falcons as they slam dunk the South East Melbourne Magic Saturday, August 5 at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Get your tickets now from the Centre, Ticketek or phone charge on 212121. Brought to you by your local Retrovision store and Phillips. Teams on court 7:30.
Do it.